Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. Let's get started tonight. We're set to see temperatures returning back into the 90s as we head into this weekend. And with that in mind, let's start things off tonight with meteorologist Michelle Boss for a look at your forecast.
Yeah, it was certainly gray all day today, coolish temperatures, and the sky is threatened rain. You may have even seen a couple of drops, but for the most part, Spokane got shortchanged from any wet weather. As we take a look at satellite and radar now, our chances are pretty much over across the inland northwest for seeing any more rainfall. Spokane got nothing, but Coeur d'Alene did pick up around 0.05 of an inch and just under 1/10 of an inch down across the Washington and Idaho Palouse. More wet weather seen across far southeastern Washington to the central Idaho Panhandle. But again, for Spokane, unfortunately, we came out with a big fat 0. Temperatures are cool out there, though, so good night to open those windows. Air quality not too bad in the moderate category. 64 in Spokane, but it's in the low 50s in Deer Park right now. 55 in Sandpoint. Still pretty toasty out in Moses Lake. 70s and 69 degrees right now in Lewiston. Clear skies expected tonight and plenty of sunshine for tomorrow and the rest of the weekend, which means temperatures are heating back up. We'll be just under 90 tomorrow and in the lower 90s for Sunday.
Michelle, thank you so much. It's been 1 week since a pair of deadly fires broke out across Spokane County. As of tonight, the Gray and Oregon road fires burned more than 20,000 acres combined, killed 2 people, and destroyed hundreds of structures. Thanks to both rain and the work of hundreds of firefighters, the fires are starting to get more under control, allowing many to go back to their homes. The Gray fire is now 68% contained. All level 3 go now evacuations have been dropped to level 1 and 2. And just hours ago, all level 3 go now evacuations for the Oregon road fire dropped to level 1 and 2 tonight. We're also learning that fires burned at least 120 homes and 250 outbuildings. So far, that fire's burned over 11,000 acres. It's now 33% contained, according to fire officials. And just hours ago, we also learned the identity of the person killed during the Oregon road fire. According to the Spokane County Medical Examiner's Office, 49-year-old Alex Brown died of burns and smoke inhalation last Sunday. Brown, along with 86-year-old Carl Grubb, who died in the Gray fire, are the 2 deaths tied to these destructive fires. Meanwhile, the Ridge Creek fire is still burning in Kootenai County tonight, but there's finally been some changes when it comes to evacuations. On level 1, get-ready evacuations have been lifted for Hayden Lake area residents. However, the Bunko area remains in level 1 and level 2 evacuations. That fire's burned over 4,300 acres as of tonight. It's now 25% contained. Now, by the way, wildfire smoke is leading to more emergency room visits. According to the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, around 25 million people have asthma in the United States. A new CDC report highlights the dangers of wildfire smoke for people who already have trouble breathing. It compares asthma-related emergency department visits on non-smoky days with days where wildfire smoke caused unhealthy air quality. Visits were 17% higher than expected.
I still have patients even, today who just have not felt back at their baseline since the wildfire smokes of earlier.
Dr. Cabeza says oftentimes people with controlled asthma can simply use their short-acting inhaler before being exposed to poor air quality to offset symptoms. A center connecting people with resources after the Oregon Road and Gray wildfires is now open. The Disaster Assistance Center is located on the campus of Spokane Falls Community College. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley went to the center tonight. She breaks down what people can expect to find if they visit the center.
The Disaster Assistance Center is located just across the street from the evacuation shelter at Spokane Falls Community College. Inside are several state and local agencies who are here to help wildfire survivors as they begin to move forward.
Navigating the first few steps after a devastating wildfire is never easy. But the families displaced by the Oregon Road and Gray fires won't be alone at the start of that journey.
I lost everything.
Chelsea Castagna visited her home in Medical Lake for the first time since she evacuated.
Yesterday I went and saw nothing. Everything that was left, it was just debris.
She kept most of her belongings in a storage container on the property. The fire consumed it all.
It's hard. I've never been through this before. But I'm glad that there's resources like today.
She's talking about the resources here at the Disaster Assistance Center.
There you go, good sit.
It's a one-stop shop for wildfire survivors, where they can start getting back on their feet.
We're hoping they can come to one location and get most of their questions answered. And if not today, hopefully next week.
Simone Ramel McKay with Spokane County Emergency Management says you may not get all your questions answered here, but this is a great place to start.
What we're hoping is we can find out what the needs are, that each of these agencies can say, hey, we've got to get you into our database, we've got to get you set up, get an account set up, and start moving the process forward.
Chelsea has started that process. It gives her some peace of mind in knowing she's not in this alone.
It's Our Place, Salvation Army, there's a couple of those organizations that are told me that they're in it for the long haul, and I'm at peace, I'm at ease with that.
Additional agencies are expected to trickle in and set up here at the center by early next week. In the meantime, the center is expected to remain open through the weekend and through next week from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
Amanda, thank you so much. Let's go now to Night Beat for a quick look at the day's top stories. A heads up to drivers. Construction starts back up this Sunday on the Maple Street Bridge. The northbound lanes will close overnight between 8 p.m. and 6 in the morning with detours in place. Southbound traffic will also be reduced down to one lane. This construction is expected to take 10 weeks, so be prepared to add extra time to your morning commutes or try to avoid it during peak traffic times. Well, get ready to shell out more cash if you want to park in downtown Spokane next month. All parking meters will see a 50-cent increase per hour. Right now, it costs $1.20 to park at a meter, so it's expected to increase to $1.70. The city says the increase will generate $1.5 million for the Parking Services Department. And with summer break winding down and back to school just around the corner, Spokane Public Schools gave us a sneak peek at their brand new projects opening up in the fall. Carla Pepperzak Middle School and a rebuilt Sacagawea Middle School are both designed to enhance student experience and relieve overcrowding at area elementary schools. The completion of the schools go hand in hand with Yasuhara and Flett Middle Schools that opened last year on the north side. A ribbon cutting ceremony set for September 5th. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, text the word night to 509-448-2000. We'll send them right to your phone. Well, taking a look now at national headlines tonight. All 18 of former President Donald Trump's co-defendants have now surrendered to authorities, each of them charged in a scheme to overturn Georgia's 2020 election results. Authorities booked Trump last night, making history as the first former president to have his mugshot taken. He was released 20 minutes later.
What has taken place here is a travesty of justice. We did nothing wrong.
In an interview with Newsmax, the former president called his booking a terrible experience, but it hasn't kept him from selling mugshot merchandise on his campaign website. He also returned to X, formerly known as Twitter, for the first time since being banned in January 2021. He posted his booking photo, writing, quote, "I will never surrender our mission." Now to the wildfire disaster in Hawaii and some important new numbers tonight. Maui County released an official list of those still missing 3 days after the FBI estimated it could be as high as 1,100. Following a strict verification procedure, more than 380 names are on the new list. There's also been 115 confirmed deaths. For the first time, a child's been identified among the victims.
We're finding that a lot of the information we received through nobody's fault is incomplete and sometimes ambiguous.
Maui County is now blaming Hawaiian Electric for starting the fire, alleging in a lawsuit the utility acted negligently by failing to power down their electrical equipment during high winds. Hawaiian Electric responded in a statement to the media, saying it's very disappointed that Maui County chose this litigious path while the investigation is still unfolding. And that was your KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where you get more news in less time.